What is up, guys? It's your boy Reserve Deck Nick, and I know I'm not wearing the jersey today, but I have a very special video for y'all. I think you're really gonna like it. Some of you may have already seen some of the things we're gonna talk about today. This is, by the way, not a podcast episode, and it's also not a deck review slash meta tier list type thing. I am going to work on that, especially now that the Worlds event from Gen Con is over. We're going to go through and see where each commander matches up just statistically, right? Because Gen Con is the highest level event that we have for Soul Masters, and therefore, just based on how the decks performed, that's what we're going to go off of going into set 3. Now, set 3. What I have for you guys today are some set 3 spoiler cards that I'm going to reveal here today. Some you have seen and some you haven't. And I'm very thankful to the Soul Masters ownership and staff and team for allowing me to make a video like this and to release some spoilers for you guys to sort of keep that hype going for set 3, because I know so many of you are waiting for set 3 just as I am. I've already pre-ordered 3 boxes of Outer Lands set 3, and I'm probably gonna get more because I really want to play the commanders that are coming. And especially with the cards that I've seen and the things I've heard, I'm very excited. So, that being said, we're going to start off with a spoiler here that you guys have probably seen already. Let me go ahead and pull it up. We're going to start off with the 2 most obvious ones. So here we go. So we've got Nayrel Ashbourne. A lot of you guys have seen this tease. This is one of the new commanders. We're going to go over her again, even though we've seen her. I know we talked about her in the newsletter episode that I did a little while back, but we're gonna talk about her here now and sort of what we think about how she's gonna fit in. So again, this is Nayrel Ashbourne. She is a 2-hitting commander, so she's just like Vindus and just like Ragnar, but I think that is not going to be the case except for maybe turn 1 or turn 2, because she has Beast Synergy, an ongoing effect that says she gets +1 attack while attacking if you control a beast. Now, we don't know all the cards in the set yet, but I think it's safe to say it's not going to be very hard for her to have a beast on the field to get those bonuses. Additionally, once per round, when a unit you control with Spirit Call 1 enters, it gains haste this turn. Now, this is a new mechanic, Spirit Call, and I think I have a card that I can show you guys that will get into that a little bit later, but essentially, the card enters from, I think, the discard, if I'm not mistaken. I can be corrected. And again, once per round, you can pay 1 rune to heal. So she has that classic, stubborn heal type thing that a lot of the main commanders from set 1 have. And again, on her attack, she conjures a rune. So that being said, I don't want to, before we go into the next commander, I just want to show you guys what a rune looks like real quick. Boom. So here's a Kaelin rune, but I mean, it's a rune nonetheless. So here's one of the new arts for a resource. Very cool. I love the way this sort of owl looks right here in the middle. I'm loving this picture right here. This is really cool. So that is one of the new rune cards. That being said, let's move on to the second commander. Oh, perfect. Just popped up right in here. Okay, so now we have Kaelin Runeweaver, the second Druidian. Is it Druidian? If it's like multiple druids? Druidic? Either way, this is the second commander of the druids, Kaelin Runeweaver. He is also a 2 attack, 10 health commander, because he has a similar thing to Nayrel, where a part of his kit, I guess, or part of his deck building helps him deal damage. Similar to how for Nayrel it was beasts on the field. Kaelin has a totemic curse where at the end of his turn, if you control a totem, deal 1 damage to target enemy commander. +1 for each cursed card you control. Now, depending on what you guys have seen in terms of spoilers, we have seen, and I don't have it with me right now. Do I? Let me see real quick before I No, I don't have one right now, but a cursed card is essentially something that Kaylin can play, and the one that I've seen attaches to an enemy's card, and then it makes it so that the enemy has to pay an upkeep cost to keep their unit, or it dies. And so what that does is, let's say I play that on turn 1. At the end of my turn, I would deal 1+1 damage to the enemy commander because I would have a totem out, and let's say I had a curse card attached. You know what I mean? Like, it snowballs a little bit. So I'm very excited to see the type of cursed energy that Kaylin brings to the game, because the 1 damage to enemy commander can be countered by healing or by stubborning or what have you by the enemy commander, but what you can't do is block it if he's got 2 curses out or 3 curses out. You know what I mean? Like, it can snowball really quickly. Again, once per round on his turn, you can pay a rune to put a totem that costs 1 or less from your discard onto the battlefield. You can also spend the advanced rune, which I think is called a Caladir rune, and then if you do, you can bring back a 2-cost totem instead. So his attacks also generate a rune, which again we saw. We didn't get to see the other rune, but that's okay. So now we know that the commanders generate runes, and there must be a way for the commanders to flip the rune from a regular rune to the Caladir rune. And I actually have the Caladir rune to show you guys. So we're going to pull that up right now. So here is the Caladir rune. So it says can't be generated by generate 1 resource, which is fair because it has the specific, if you have a rune in your resource field, effects that flip it, right? So you can't, the commanders themselves can't generate it, but I'm assuming spells, abilities, maybe some units have the ability to flip the runes into Caladirs, and it's just a more powerful version of your rune. And I'm assuming that later in the game, there are going to be some powerful, maybe game-changing ability spells, units, or whatever that can be buffed or enhanced with the Caladir rune. So essentially you can spend it as 1 Caladir or as 2 runes, but if it's spent only as 1 rune, then it's wasted. Yep. So you can't float rune resource, I guess, is kind of what they're getting at here for that. So that makes sense, and that sounds good to me. Again, this is an amazing art style. I like it a lot. Shout out to Raven Studios for knocking it out of the park. It looks very cool, very mysterious and ancient almost. So what should we check out next, guys? What should we check out next? How about a beast? Let's check out a beast. I'm saving the 2 spoilers that I know you guys haven't seen for the end because I want it to be a big surprise. Here we go, a beast. Here's a beast. So if this beast is on the field, Narelle will get +1 attack. So this is a hedge beast. It is a unit and it has taunt. Oh, perfect. So it's basically what is it? A thom. So okay. It also has it's a 1 cost, 1 attack, 3 health. So, and you don't have the option to shield for it, right? So it's probably dying. I'm gonna be honest. But anyways, Runehide, stockpile 3, ongoing, can't be KO'd by resolving spells while you have 3 or more resources in your resource field, and Caladir runes count as 2. Oh, that's interesting. So let's break down what that means real quick, because this is a spoiler video, of course, but it's also maybe an educational, informational video. So if I play him and I attack and I have 3 runes, he can't be mauled. Is that kind of the vibe? Like, he can't be the target of Maul from Keshi because, yeah, can't be KO'd by resolving spells. So that's pretty cool, actually. So it forces the commander or the other commander or unit to actually attack him. I like that a lot, actually. That's really cool, by the way. And it also, again, buffs Narelle's attack. So really cool unit, really cute guy. Now let's move on to a totem for Kaylin. Now this I haven't seen, and if I did see it, I forgot. So we're going to review this again. This is Air Bloom Totem. So it's a 3 cost with no attack, but it has 1 shield and 4 health. I'm assuming it has taunt. Yes. Okay, so it is a unit, a totem unit. and it's a unique wind card, which I think unique is new to this set because we've seen some cards already that say that have like the if unique text on it, but I didn't think we had any unique cards. This is like the introduction into unique. What this means is I probably can't have, it can't be cast or enter if I already have a unique wind unit. So I'm guessing Kaylin has wind, fire, water, earth, air, something like that. You know what I mean? Well, wind, obviously. And so you can only have one of each, so you got to kind of choose which one's which. So it has heavy, and for a lot of you new Soul Masters players, heavy means that it can be attacked whether it is rested or readied. It can be attacked. It has inanimate, which I don't know what that is. While this is resting, attackers must attack it. Yep, that's the taunt ability. Not sure what an inanimate means. Maybe one of the owners can comment under the video here and just let me know what that means. But it also has guard 1. So once per round, if your commander takes damage, reduce it by 1. This effect does not stack. Cool. So you can pick and choose when you block that 1 damage, I'm saying, because it says if. Awaken once per round. When another totem you control enters, this totem gains 1 health until your next turn. Wow. Interesting. I wonder how this card... My question is, how does this card rest? Right? Because you can't attack with 0. Can you? Can you declare an attack for 0? Yeah, you probably can, actually. So I'm guessing you would just swing for 0, and then the taunt is ready, and then you can maybe buff him up by playing some cheaper totems so that he's kind of a brick wall for your, for your turn. Because yeah, +1 attack for each totem you summon. We know Kaylin can have 6 mana, plus possibly the ability to get some back. We don't know. So you play him for 3, or let's say you played him last turn, you play a 1 cost, a 2 cost, a 3 cost, that's 6 total. Now he has 7 health. That's hard to get through, right? 7 health, that's a lot to get through. Anyways, very cool. And so now we've gotten to the part where we've seen all the potential spoilers that other creators may have shown, but now we get something really cool. These spoilers, when asked by the team, they asked me who my favorite commander is right now. I said Volcania. So I do have a Volcania spoiler for all you Volcania enjoyers out there. But first we have one of Kaylin's feats that I have to show you, called Living Totem. It is a 4-cost reserve card, and it's a 2 damage, 1 shield, 5 health unit. Now, this is really cool. Place on battleground as a unit. If it leaves, remove it, which is fair. Most feats have that, minus, if you know, you know. But anyways, attach all your totems from the battleground to this card for as long as it's on the battleground. Afterwards, return them all to the battleground. So not only do your totems get value while they're under him, but they get to come back as well. So now this, I'm assuming, is a slow speed feat. It does say reserve feat animated totem. It doesn't say spell or ability, but we're going to assume it's slow, but it might not be. You never know. Anyways, it enters with haste, initiative, and restore 1. Now, restore 1 is a key text word we only see, I think, on one other unit in the entire game. And I think it's Indra Lightfall, but I'm not 100% sure, where on attack, heal 1. That's amazing. It also has break, so it ignores taunt and intercept on units that cost less. And a lot of the intercept and taunt units do, in fact, cost less than 4. Bastion, Balin the Firm, Thom, Shadow, Snow, Bloodjar, all these things, right? Plus, he gets +1 attack for each card attached to him. So if you had 4 totems on the field and you played this guy is hitting for 6 damage. And he has haste and initiative. Nothing is safe from this guy if he comes out on the field at the right time. Also, even if you had 5 units on board, all 5 go under him, right? Because that's the cost of playing it. Anyways, he is a beast, okay? So you better be careful with if the enemy Kaylin has a bunch of totems on board, watch out. Okay, and last but not least, we're going to go over the coolest card by far. because, you know, in my humble opinion, as a Volcania player, this is what I was super pumped when I got sent this. So here we go. This is a 5-cost spell called Firebrand Verdict, okay? Volcania, it's Volcania only. Cost. This spell costs 1 less to cast for each Firebrand unit you control. KO target enemy unit that costs X or less, where X is 3 plus the number of Firebrand units you control. So, that being said, we know that you can technically have a full board of Firebrand units because there's 3 1 costs, 2 4 costs, 2 5. What is the Firebrand Knight? He's a 5 cost, right? Yeah. So you have 3 1 costs, 2 5 costs, 1 6 cost. Okay. So any combination of those is making this card cheaper and enabling its power more. So let's say you have here. Let's just say you have a humble 3 Firebrand Squires. Okay, because you just rush them out. Boom, 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 boom. Your next turn, your opponent leaves them alone thinking they can't ready up anyway, so I'm just going to leave them so they don't ready up, but you still now have 3 on the field. This spell only costs 2 now, and it can KO a 6 cost. Guys, what the heck? That is busted. Yeah, this is going in my deck for sure. And yeah, and even still, let's say they did take out like one of my Squires or something like that. Now it costs 3. I'm still KOing a 5-cost unit for 3. That's value, guys. This is huge. Plus, I could play something to reduce the cost of it, right? Like I can play something on my turn, and then let's say whatever it may be, you just keep making it cheaper. So could it be 0 cost? Yes, technically it could. Technically, this could be a 0 cost card. It could be free if you got out a full board of Firebrand units. How broken is that? Guys, this is amazing. It has a lot. It is a legendary card, so you can only have 1, so it might not get a full range of use. But with the Volcania decks we've been seeing recently, I think that it's definitely going to have some playability, and we'll go over that once we know the full set 3 card list. But anyways, that is it from me, guys. I hope you enjoyed all the cards that I had to talk about today. If you've seen some of them before, that's okay. If you haven't, then start pre-ordering set 3, guys, because this is going to be amazing. I love when they continue to support the older commanders, as well as putting a lot of effort into the new commanders. So I'm excited to see where this game goes. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one, where I hopefully talk about the worlds. We're gonna do like a tier list of sorts. That's what I got on the agenda. And then I'm potentially gonna have a podcast episode with the head judge, Dizzy. I really want him on the podcast. You know, we did something in the background recently that you guys will see soon. I don't want to spoil that, but hopefully I'm going to have him on for an episode, and we're just going to talk about the event as a whole and how it went and things like that. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Make sure you like and follow, and I will see you in the next one.